All right, let's talk shipping. Are you guys ready? Okay, so what I want to start with is, this is going to be a two-part video series because it's just too much information and I don't want my videos to be super long. So this first video is going to be supplies. Everything you're going to need to do shipping for eBay. I'll talk a little bit about Poshmark and Mercari, but I think eBay is probably the most confusing to most people, and it was definitely the biggest learning curve for me. So let's get right into it. I'm gonna show you the supplies I use most. This is for my business. I sell a little bit of everything. It really is dependent on what you sell. If you sell knickknacks and breakable things, you aren't gonna really be using envelopes. You're not gonna be using poly mailers. You're gonna mostly be using boxes. So I'm going to show you what I do. I do a little of everything. I do some breakables. Mostly I sell clothes because they're easy. I don't like spending a ton of time packaging up things, and I know breakables take a long time to wrap and bubble wrap. And the last thing I sent that I experimented with was a set of dishes, and 2 of them ended up broken, and I thought I had done a good job packing them, and I didn't use a big enough box, and da-da-da-da-da. Anyway, ended up having to refund my buyer some of the money. So that was kind of a bummer. So and that was like recently, like a month ago. So we're still continuing to learn and experiment. And I am by no means, again, disclaimer, I'm not a professional. I'm just like you. I'm an average seller. I learned all of this on my own. So any help I can give to you guys is a benefit. And this is probably my #1 most asked for video is to do shipping. And I don't know why I've just been putting it off, and because videos are hard. They take a long time. Okay. Sorry, right back into it. So USPS, you don't have to pay for their items. They are free. Go and you don't even have to go into the post office. Go to the USPS website and order everything that you need or that you think you're gonna need, and it's all free. So that's great. These they do have in the post office in multiple amounts. So I use these. I'll show you what I use most frequently. I use the flat rate envelopes for shipping jeans and things that are over a pound, but that aren't too thick. So I use the Priority Mail padded flat rate envelopes. These are about $1. You would be amazed at how much you can get into one of these envelopes, trust me. I have sweat myself crazy trying to shove heavier items into this because I'm cheap. So anyway, I use these. You have to order these online. The post office does not have these, and especially right now. So if you want to ship your jeans in these, or if you have some jackets that are heavier, you need to put an order in now because they're going to be selling out, or not, they don't sell out, but a lot of people order this time of year. It's fall. So you need to put an order in now, get at least 50 of them, have them in stock. So I use these a lot. And then I have a lot of eBay branded. This is a padded one also. Because I had a store, I just downgraded my store, but I had a premium store that was costing me like $59 a month. So once a quarter, I would get a $50 coupon to get shipping supplies, and I would spend that on tape. So I have like eBay branded tape. I have so much of this. I'm gonna have it for years because I don't use the tape a lot. And then you can get eBay branded like poly mailers. I love it. This is one of my favorite sizes right here because you can fit shirts and little jackets, shorts very easily into one of these. I use these for if it's less than a pound. So 16 ounces or less is going to fit in a poly mailer if it's a clothing item. So you don't want to put anything breakable in here. You don't even want to put anything breakable into here. This is just if you need a little extra protection. I like putting shoes in here. Now you don't really have to pay for a lot for your items. I don't want you having to pay a lot, especially when you're just starting out selling. You really don't have a lot of money to invest in shipping supplies. So don't feel like you need to spend a lot of money on shipping supplies. Use what you have. If you get boxes from Amazon, save those boxes. If you think you're going to be selling something that will fit into this box, break your boxes down, have a place in your garage or somewhere where you can keep all the different sizes of boxes. These are free, you can reuse them, even though they say Amazon, you can send anything in them. And a quick note about Poshmark, if you do sell stuff on Poshmark, you can use any priority mail box or anything to send your Poshmark items. So the one thing with Poshmark is it's easy. You print your label. Anything up to 5 pounds goes in any size box, and you don't have to weigh it. You don't have to measure it. You don't have to do anything. So that's one great thing about Poshmark is the shipping is super easy. Selling on that site, another story. But anyway, so you can get different. This is a great size for mugs or for small breakable items. So again, you can order a lot of different sizes of priority mailboxes. Of whatever, but you cannot put a first class item into a priority mail box because first class is not considered priority mail. So you have to make sure you're putting the right items in the right box, that you're paying for the right box. So this is just a basic mailing box. So you're gonna see right here, it just says mailing box. This is gonna be, you pay by the weight on this. Now, an example of a flat rate box is, regardless of the weight, it's the same price. So this is one of my favorite ones. This is a large flat rate box, and this is called the game box. So you can see like the chess pieces down here. You can fit so much into this box. Look how big it is. Whoop, it's huge. So in the second part of the video, I'm gonna show you how I do shipping on a parka. I actually fit that into this box. So I know, and it weighs almost 5 pounds. So I know that it's gonna probably be cheaper for me to put it into this large priority mail box. And you can see, so up on here it says large flat rate box. You are gonna pay a flat rate. It's the same cost wherever you send it in the country. You can charge your shipper that. I'm gonna show you how to do that in the next video. So that is an example of you are not paying by the pound, you're paying for the flat rate fee. So you cannot put, you cannot charge by the weight on that. Okay, another example is this regional rate A box. This is another one I use very frequently, although I don't use the square one as much because it's really not that big. I can fit way more into, there's two different sizes of the regional rate A. There's the square one, like this. It's only this wide. So it's really not that big. It doesn't hold a lot. I can definitely fit more into this regional rate A box. So I like the regional rate 8. It typically costs me only about $11.20 to ship something in here. And again, it's a flat fee depending on where in the country. So if I'm sending it on my side of the country, I'm on the West Coast, it really only costs me between $8 and $10. If I'm shipping it all the way across the country, it only costs me $11.20. So this is one I use frequently for things that are over a pound, especially clothing items or purses. I'm actually gonna be shipping a purse in this later because it saves me a lot of money. So regional rate A's, padded flat rates. Another box that I use frequently is the medium flat rate. So again, this is a flat rate envelope. It's gonna charge you the same. eBay charges me about $13.70, I think. $13.70, something like that. Anyway, I'm not good with exact numbers. So, and then it charges your buyer $14 or $15, something like that. So eBay does give you a little bit of a discount. But again, you can get two different styles. You can get the rectangular medium flat rate, or you can get the square medium flat rate. I personally like this one better. I can fit more in it. I don't know why. It's supposed to be about the same size, but I can definitely fit more in this medium one. So you can see that the regional is smaller than the medium, but I always have both on hand because if I can shove it into a regional rate A and save a few bucks, I'm going to. So, because again, I'm pretty cheap. So those are the ones that I use the most often. And then you can just get regular, again, like mailing boxes, all different sizes. You can get large mailing boxes, you can get medium mailing boxes, and again, it's gonna pay, you're gonna be paying by the pound. Now, I also have my own poly mailers. You can get all different, man, there are so many different styles of poly mailers you can go. You don't have to buy these. They're usually like 11 or 12 bucks for 100 of them. I'll put a link down below of all of the things that I use. It is an affiliate link that I just started on Amazon. So if you do click on it and actually purchase something that I use, I get a very small like percentage of whatever you purchase. But every little bit helps, and I appreciate any help that you guys want to give me for putting out videos and stuff. But this is one that I have. I use these when I'm selling stuff on Poshmark, or if I run out of my other bags, which I have so many of. I'm probably not going to run out for a long time. And then you can get like little small ones. You can get all different sizes. I have really big ones of these. These are just regular little plastic ones. And a lot of times what I'll do is I'll put an item in the big one, like that parka. I'm gonna put it into one of my huge ones that like this, wrap it up nicely, put thank you sticker on it, and then put it in the box. I don't ever put clothing items in a bag or in a box just by itself. If that bag rips for some reason, or if that box gets wet and opens up, your item is pretty much destroyed. So on that, I want to show you guys these that I buy. These are actually just called bread bags. And again, I will put a link down below to these. They're not very expensive. I get a roll of 1,000 of them. And these are awesome for putting clothes in. So I'll just put the clothing item right in here. I'll fold it up nicely. I don't wad it up. You guys, you are a professional now. Act professionally. Take care of your clothes. Make sure they don't stink. Make sure that they're clean, and make sure they're folded nicely, and your customers will come back to your store. So I'll fold it up nicely, put it in one of these, put a thank you sticker on it, and then it goes into my envelope or my box or wherever it's going. So the one nice thing about this size too is if you can fit it in here, even if it's over a pound, if you can fit it into one of these, it will fit into one of these. So that's a good rule of thumb when you're listing. You don't need to have this with you, you know, all these items with you. You just have this, and if you know if it fits into here, if it's over a pound, it's gonna fit into here. So nice little trick for you. And if it can fit into here, you will definitely be able to shove it into that padded flat rate. It's kind of a fun little trick. Okay, so some other tools that you need for shipping. You need just regular tape. Tape with dispenser. This is for taping up boxes, for taping your labels on. You do not need to purchase a label printer. I just bought one. I've been doing eBay for 3 years, and I just bought a thermal printer. I am in love with it. It's a Rollo printer. I think I paid like $140 for it. It's going to be worth every penny. I don't ever have to buy ink anymore. I will also put that link down below if you're interested in it. If you sell more than a couple items a day, it is definitely something to think about investing in. And I don't recommend spending a whole bunch of money up front. What you do is you do what you can do with what you have. And then as your income starts coming in, as your profit starts coming in, you don't pocket any of that profit until you've put it back into your business. And that is exactly what I did. I never went into debt with doing eBay, ever, 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 because I took my profit that I made and I bought supplies, and I bought, you know, I bought pretty bags, and I bought my scale, which is another thing that you need. This was only about $20. I love this scale because the actual reader is separate from the scale. So I can put a really big box on here, and I can still read this from afar. A lot of the scales have them right here, and if you have a bigger box, it makes it really hard to read the weight of it. So I really like this scale, and it also opens up so that if you have something that's kind of wonky and isn't gonna sit flat, you can set it on here and it'll weigh it too. So this is one of my favorite scales. It goes up to 110 pounds. Do you need this to start shipping? Probably not. If you have a food scale, like if you start with little things that aren't gonna weigh more than, you know, a couple pounds, use a digital food scale. They're like $8, or if you already have one, just use what you have. But you're eventually gonna wanna get a scale if you really are gonna do this. So another thing I use often is a sweater shaver. If you do any clothing items, this is a necessity. A lot of times you'll find a high-end brand item and you'll notice, oh my gosh, there's some pilling under the arms, and it's so easy to get off, and it'll make your item look brand new, and it takes, you know, less than a minute. You go over. Also, I do a lot of bras. And if I have a bra that has some pilling on, say like the strap or on the band, you just take this, run it over, and it'll look brand new. So this, again, it's not very expensive, and it will save you a lot of time. Another thing I invested in were thank you stickers. Some people write notes, some people, you know, send cards with their stuff, or they have business cards. It's up to you what you want to do. I'm really simple and easy. I don't have a lot of time to sit and write individual notes and cards, and I haven't made business cards or anything because I just don't feel like I'm in that place. But if you want to do that, that's great. That's totally up to you. I just use thank you stickers. Again, like I said, I'll put my item in a baggie or whatever, or on the box itself, and I'll put thank you on it. The only time, I also don't print out shipping or the shipping forms, because it's an extra piece of paper that you send, and most people just throw them away anyway. The only time I do is when I'm sending something international. So if I'm sending something international, I will print out a shipping, what is the word? It's not a shipping label. It's like a, anyway, packing slip. Thank you, packing slip. So another thing, I don't have any left, but this is packing paper. You can go into Walmart and get a whole thing of packing paper. It's not very expensive. This was my last piece. I'm out, so I need to go get more. But any breakable items or any thing that you want to just wrap in paper, I'll even wrap purses in this and then just wrap it nicely and tape it. It doesn't take very much time, but it looks a little bit more professional. So invest in some wrapping paper, or packing paper. It's not very expensive, and a little bit goes a long way. And the last thing I want to show you guys that you need to invest in, especially if you have anything breakable, is bubble. You need some kind of packing material. This, again, Walmart, 12 bucks for the whole roll. It's something that I invested in. So if I have anything that is fragile at all, I'll wrap shoes in this. I'll wrap anything breakable, any kind of thing like that, I will wrap up in the bubble wrap and then put it in. So that's another thing I would invest in. So I think that's kind of it for now. If you guys have anything to add, please comment. And thanks so much for watching. Hopefully that was a little bit helpful. And again, I will put a link below as to the items that I use frequently. And you can click on it and just take a look, or you can go purchase stuff as your money starts coming in. So thanks again, you guys. Have a great day.